Alyssa from Holistic Angels here to do a weekly energy card reading, and this week is the first proper week of spring here in the Northern Hemisphere, but for autumn you guys in the Southern Hemisphere, so we've completely switched seasons now, which is absolutely amazing. You know, new energies come with that, new life comes with that, new beginnings comes with that. We also have a new moon coming up on the 27th of March, and we spoke about our last full moon. Full moons are a time of release, so we're letting go, we're telling the universe what we no longer want in our lives. And then the new moon is a time to receive, so we're drawing into ourselves what we want. Now, the last full moon that we had, I believe, was very intense, and I believe that a lot of the energies, a lot of the shifts came a week or so after the event. So I know that a lot of people have had some major either life events last week or new realizations about themselves or about others. Some of these things have been wonderful and joyous, and some of these things have been very challenging and difficult. But it is so key and so important that in this point in history that we really start to get honest with ourselves, honest with each other. You know, it's about justice in one sense of that word, but it's also about authenticity. So a lot of truths may have came out for you, some that you embraced and loved, and some that you found really hard to hear. But just know that you weren't alone in that process. A lot of people have been going through that. If you haven't gone through that, you know, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you missed out on anything. Perhaps there wasn't anything that needed clearing up in your life at that point. You know, a lot of this is about divine timing. So with this new moon that's coming in, though, it's going to be a chance for you to really reconcile your ideas about that release that took place, and about now, okay, saying to yourself, well, I've been through those hard times, I've been through those challenging times, and now I'm really ready to not move on in terms of forget that ever happened, because things are important to our path, but you're ready now to embrace a new beginning and a fresh start. And I really hope that this new moon on the 27th of March does that for you guys. So I thought that we'd use the fairy tarot cards this week, because we are into spring, but autumn, and you know, the fairies are the overseers of nature. They're the overseers of animals. They're kind of like that earth spirit energy, if you want to think of them that way. They do have egos, a lot of people say, because they are sort of beings that are attached to the earth, and anything that is kind of earthly has a slight ego, but they're more advanced maybe than human beings, so they can be mischievous, but very rarely does it ever happen in terms of them wanting to cause trouble, this energy wanting to cause trouble. This energy will only kind of bite back if you do something wrong to it. So if you drop litter, you know, and then you trip over a step or something like that, that can kind of be the fairies' way of just saying to you, you know, don't do that. Just don't do that. So we're going to work with our fairy friends today, and our angels, of course. We always invite them in to do our reading. So we're going to pull 3 cards to symbolize the beginning, middle, and end of the week. And then stay tuned for the end, because I'm going to do a bonus video for you guys I think you'll really enjoy. A bonus card, sorry. So this is our first card that comes up for the beginning of the week. This is our second card for the middle of the week, and then we'll just see what card the fairies have for the end of the week. That was quite quick. Sometimes the fairies give our messages very quickly. Sometimes we have to be a bit patient with them. So the first card that comes up is the Queen of Spring. So well and truly in spring. It says, brilliant, loyal, talented, friendly. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. This queen, if she represents a person, it could be a male or a female, and you may know someone with her attributes, but this could also apply to you. She's very much, she juggles everything. So if you can imagine a mom who picks the kids up and works and, you know, drives them to places and makes sure everything's sorted and makes sure everything's like going smoothly. Like, she can juggle all these things. She has a very compassionate side, but also it's very passionate. So if she has a cause that's close to her heart, she will fight for that cause. She's an advocate for people or for animals, whatever her cause may be. And if you ever try to argue her point with her, she won't have it. Okay, you're going to have a hard time convincing her that she's not doing, the best that she can for the people that she cares about, or the causes that she cares about. And this isn't because she is blocked off to others' opinions, okay? It's just because she's so focused, or he's so focused on what he or her needs to do in the world. So if this is you, it's just saying that keep going for it. You're going to get helpful people into your life. It says here, wonderful people want to help you. So you may have people jumping on board and helping you with that thing that you're passionate about, whether it's your business or, like we were saying, a cause that's close to your heart. But it's saying to believe in yourself. So you have to have that belief in yourself. You have to know that you can trust your intuition. Maybe something in the new moon that you want to ask for is for your heart to open up to trust. Trust in yourself, trust in others, but also trust in your intuition, because your intuition can decipher the people that are helpful or the people that may hinder you on your path. So really working with this heart-centered part of yourself to open up to trust is going to be something that helps you in all areas of your life, because if you trust your intuition, you can't really go wrong. Okay, it's a really great navigation tool. So now, as we move into the middle of the week, we have the 9 of Autumn. So those of you who are watching this in the southern hemisphere, this card is for you guys, because you've just gone into autumn. And it says, reward yourself for all of your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So yes, I said that this card is about autumn, so it does link more with people in the southern hemisphere, whereas this spring card is more for people in the northern hemisphere. But these are our energies, so they do apply to all of us. Reward yourself for your hard work. This is something I've talked about a lot, but I'm going to say it again because I think it's important. You may be putting this hard work in, and if you don't make a note of it, chances are you're going to forget the hard work you have put in. The other thing that can happen is that you don't celebrate the win. I did this in another video about, I think it was the How to Believe in Yourself video. You have to celebrate the win. So when you achieve something, no matter how small that thing may seem, you have to integrate that win into your life. You have to celebrate it. You have to talk about it. You have to share it. Because if you're constantly working, and you don't celebrate that win, it's almost like you start to feel like you never achieved anything in the first place, which isn't true. You did achieve. So this card is just a reminder in the middle of the week to reward yourself for your hard work. Give yourself a treat. Give yourself a break. Things are going to go smoothly. It's just saying you need to maybe cherish a little bit of time alone as well to reflect and recharge and all those wonderful things. And now as we move to the end of the week, we have the card Princess of Summer. It says gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. So this, I just love this card. I think this is the card that's on the back of these cards. It says a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend that you can share your concerns with. There is a lot to this card. If this represents a person, because the court cards in tarot, the queens, the kings, the princes and princesses, they usually represent people. So if this does represent a person, the person this is talking about is someone who's very shy, maybe not shy all the time, but feels as though they're shy. They identify with being shy, even though other people might think they're not shy at all. So it's someone who identifies with feeling a little bit shy. Someone who is a daydreamer, who's a bit romantic and a bit poetic, who loves to just daydream. and would win awards in daydreaming if they existed, right? Because they're always daydreaming. But this person's a little inexperienced in a lot of ways, and so they may kind of feel like they're sometimes taken advantage of, not necessarily in terrible ways, just like they need to learn how to maybe stand up a little bit more, how to be a bit more assertive and not so passive in situations. And that can easily be done. There are so many assertiveness courses out there. There are so many books you can read on the psychology of being assertive. So if you do identify with this personality kind of trait, it's just saying to you that you're just feeling a little inexperienced in the situation that you're in, but you can always learn, and that's nothing to be ashamed of or worried about. But this is a new emotional experience, so it could well be a new romantic relationship. Maybe you've never been in a romantic relationship before. Maybe you have been, but this is a new kind of experience, like it's a different kind of relationship. It's not something that you're used to. But it could also, any new experience, so if you're a first time parent or something that you haven't felt before, maybe you win the lottery, maybe you know, it's something that you've never, you know, when people say, I've never felt like this before, that this is what's the feeling that's coming at the end of the week. I've never felt like this before, and it's joyful. But it's also saying that you might get invites to social events. If you've had some challenging experiences over the past few weeks, you may not feel up for a party or up for anything like that. But maybe go, because, you know, don't block yourself off from the world unless you really, really feel like that's what you need, okay? So just use your own judgment on that. You know yourself more than anyone knows you. But it also says that you may find a compassionate friend who can share your concerns, who you can share your concerns with. So it may be a good idea to reach out to them and just say what's been going on. You may be a very private person. You may be somebody that doesn't really deal with problems in terms of asking others for help because you don't want to feel as if you're dumping on them. Honestly, if they are your friend, they won't feel that way, and they should be there to support you. And if they're not, maybe just say to them, why are you not supporting me in this situation? You know, just ask them outright. Just be assertive with it. You want to get to the bottom of why you don't feel supported, ask. But I do believe this is more of a good vibe at the end of the week, more celebrations of things you've never felt before. So there's your reading for the week. Believe in yourself at the beginning of the week. You may be multitasking, but you can do it. You've got causes that are close to your heart. In the middle of the week, remember to reward yourself for your hard work. You know, give yourself that pat on the back if you haven't been. You know, if you've just been brushing off your achievements, don't. Integrate them, celebrate them. And the end of the week, a new romantic relationship, perhaps a new emotional experience. So that's really cool. So I said to you guys that I would do an extra card at the end of this reading. And I'm going to be using these cards. They're called the Angel Heart Sigils. And they're mystical symbols from the angels of Atlantis. These are created by Stewart Pearce. Now, I've never used these cards with you guys. I have used them personally. I don't know why I've never used them with you. But I kind of really wanted to maybe start ending the readings with these cards. You know, I was ending with an Ascended Masters card a while back, if you were watching my videos then. But then the Ascended Masters were like, we're done. Not that we're done, but, you know, they just didn't necessarily want to be part of the reading anymore. They were like, you know, pick some new cards, pick some new things. And I wanted to, but I didn't know which ones. And then I saw these on my shelf, and I thought, wow, you know, they're based around this heart sigil type energy. So they have each card has a archangel at the bottom of them and a word. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull one of these cards, see which archangel comes out, see which word comes out, and roll with that. And that could be the archangel for our week. So I hope that makes sense on why I want to use these cards. So we're going to see which archangel is supporting us this week, and not only which archangel, but which message that archangel has for us. Okay, this one's pretty keen to come out. Right, so the card that comes up is Metatron. Excellent. A lot of you may know about Metatron's cube. Okay, he is an absolutely wonderful archangel who often works with young people, teenagers, but really the reason for that is because he works with anyone starting out on their path. So it doesn't just apply to young people and teenagers, although that's kind of his speciality. So if you do know a young person that's going through a difficult time, tell them about Metatron. But similarly, if you are out, starting a new spiritual path, starting a new life for yourself, forging a new existence, a new reality for yourself, Metatron's going to be ideal to help you with that. The word on the card is magnification. So really, this is about things being magnified, right? But this is a very deep card. If we look at the image here, we have this person kind of stood in the middle of the cosmos. And this is a card of global ideas, of coming together, of really starting to think now about the bigger picture, of seeing things that aren't right and not being able to be quiet anymore. It's about that pulling together of our resources, of our knowledge, to better the world as best we can. It's about people collaborating, people putting aside their differences, just putting them aside and saying, okay, it's okay for us to be different. It's okay for us to be diverse. It's okay for us to have different beliefs and different opinions and different points of view. But the one thing that we have to have in common is love. The one thing that we have to have in common is wanting love and peace and harmony for people, not destruction. We have to agree on that. And I think that this shift is happening now, where I think, that whole 2012 idea that a lot of you may be familiar with. I know that my life that year changed dramatically. So many massive life events happened for me, I think, and for the years to follow. And I think you guys can also relate with that. So many of us have felt this shift. So many of us have been drawn to not only spirituality, but everything that's kind of esoteric, knowledge that we thought was kind of ancient and didn't matter or apply anymore. We're bringing back into our lives because we know that there are some truths in that. We can modernize things, we can bring them up to speed, but the answer really always, the only answer really, if you're looking ever for an answer, is love. It sounds cliche, but that is the only answer. If you don't know how to heal a situation, if you don't know what you can personally do, and you don't think, oh well, I can't donate money to this charity because I'm not, my budget doesn't allow that at the moment, or if you're feeling like, oh well, I can't go out and help that nation because I live in a different country, or send love. Like, it's powerful. So this magnification, if we all do this, Metatron's working with us to magnify any of that good stuff that we put out there. So you sending out as much love as you can muster in yourself, Metatron will help you in magnifying that, spreading that out, across the globe, almost like that warm blanket, if you could visualize it in that way. So that's what you can do. That's the part that you play. Okay, yes, there's other things that we can all be doing, but if you're ever in doubt or you want to heal a situation in your own life, just send it love. Send the people in your life love. Love doesn't hold any barriers. Love, does conquer all. I learned that watching, I think it was Sleeping Beauty when I was a child, that one of the lines was love conquers all. I think it was that film. And that always stuck with me because it does. Love conquers everything. When we get to the end of our lives, the only thing that is important to us is love. Did we love the people around us? Did we send love? Did we do loving things? Okay, so start living that now. Start integrating that into your life now. I'm sure you already are, though. This is just a little reminder. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed the reading this week. It's a bit of a longer one because I wanted to tell you about the moons and stuff like that. If you want to order your own personal reading with me, I'll leave all that information in the description box down below this video. But until we speak again next week, have an amazing week. I just hope that this new moon just really brings wonderful things into your life because you really deserve it. And it's not about deserving, but you know, you do anyway. So until we speak again, I love you lots. Alyssa.